What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Tressa's Collectibles channel. My name is Randall, aka Shizukatz.
My name is Mike, aka Mike.
And today we're going to be getting into our first gameplay video for the Nazarick Volume 2 gameplay block. I'm going to be playing our recently deck profiled Goats build using the level 1 Shell Tier combo, which has a pseudo Honorverse, the pseudo Fever kind of combo where you salvage one and you have the option to time machine her. And we're going to be going into the Goats package, which is it's definitely a package.
Yeah. A lot of revolving pieces, but they all synergize together and the result can be quite explosive.
Yeah, basically the idea is we want to be getting this Goldbar Climax into our hand multiple times so that we can use 3-2 Ainz Climax Combo multiple times, but we're going to be doing different effects every time we resolve the combo.
Now, on my end, I'm going to be playing another powerful meta force, the recently released Slime Volume 3 Mjurran build with the level 1 Shizu into the level 2 Mjurran, 2 advantage engines, and then we have a bunch of non-climax tied finishers. This match is going to be a pretty cool one because not only are they going to be two pretty popular decks that you probably will expect to see in the upcoming fall regionals format, but they do have kind of some counterplay against one another. So obviously the Ainz Goats deck wants to blow up your board, but they do need to target your characters, right? So on my end, as the Slime player, I do have the option of playing the 2-1 Shuna, which makes all of my other characters untargetable. Theoretically, if I can get 2 copies of these Shunas down on the board, then my whole field can be untargetable, but I will have to play a bit differently in order to go for that. Alternatively, I have just 1 Shuna, and I'll make Randall go for double Ainz, with one of them having 1 marker and the other having 4 markers. So it'll make Randall work a lot harder just because I'm playing this package, and we'll see how this game will progress.
I can't believe for this gameplay block, I'm playing Goats into 2 bad matchups.
Well, we know what happens when we see Goats into the normal matchups. You're going to have a lot of uninteractivity with the 3-2 Ainz, and then you expect your board to get blown up.
Uninteractive? What do you mean? I have to side their board to play around anti-change counter. That's interactive.
Well, oftentimes you're just going to hit yourself to level 2 first, right? And then you're like, oh, I can't do anything.
Yeah, but one big theme of playing this particular build, the Goats build, is that it's very high risk, high reward. There are a lot of decisions to be made throughout a single game, and depending on the decisions you make, you can either Omega pop off, or you're going to be Omega sad.
Yeah, so we do want to see the highs and lows here, hopefully.
Alright.
Okay. Let me fetch our first seconds Shioko cards.
Alright, I'm going first.
Okay.
Alright, let's see what we got. Decent amount of early game stuff can be discarded from a pretty early point in the game, as we will be able to try to get them back with the Shell Tier later on. That being said, I think I'm only discarding 1 here. Yeah, we'll go ahead with a discard 1. I'm just going to discard a 3-2 Ainz.
Okay, I'll pitch 3.
Okay.
Alright,
let's begin. So I will, and then, so what do you discard? So you discarded Climax Swap, Mjurran, and Mjurran Climax. Okay, draw for turn. We will start by clocking a 0-0 Vampire Bride. This is actually, despite being level 0, a card that we want into our waiting room so that we can utilize it with the Shell Tier at level 1, which clocks Vampire Brides from our waiting room in order to draw extra cards. So despite being level 0, we don't really want to see that right now. What I am down for is I'm going to start by playing a 0-0 Demiurge. This is a Climax swap, but he also has on-play optional mill 3. We're going to use this to get a little bit of mill going. And we mill 3. We got
2 Vampire Brides. Ooh.
Vampire Brides in there. And we're going to also play the 0-0 Ainz. This has the same effect as the Bell from Danmachi that allows you to pay 1, clock 1, bounce 2 characters back to our hand. We're going to use that to get our Demiurge back, which will allow us to mill even more cards if we play him again on a future turn. So with that, we will go with a direct attack for 2 and door, and I'm just gonna use that to get the 3/2 Ainz back.
Yeah, no need to get the vampire in hand. It wants to be in waiting room, like you said. Cancel on 1.
Go ahead.
Draw for turn. Okay. Well, this card is literally nothing burger in this matchup, so we'll clock that. All right, let's play the 2 cards that we decided to keep. Millims. And going to attack.
All right, we'll use the effect of the Ainz, pay 1, clock 1, bounce himself as cost, and then I bounce the Demiurge as part of the effect.
All right, let's see how this first attack goes. We'll direct attack for 2.
1, 2, take the 2.
All right.
What's wrong?
I feel like if I attack and it sticks, I'll just lose. Maybe. You know what? Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Direct.
What's the worst that could happen?
3.
Literally, what's the worst that could happen? Take 3.
All right. He won't have bar. Or he won't have door.
Oh, I have door.
Okay.
Now the question is, what am I leveling? The thing I level should depend on what I plan to clock next turn, and I think the card I'm going to be clocking is probably red. So I think I'm going to try to level green. We obviously don't want to level our 1/1 event or either of these 1-ofs, so we'll go ahead and level. Which we can level double red too if we want. Now this is fine.
Yeah.
Well, I'll level the green.
And we know, obviously, you have 1 in hand already, so we have 2 copies of that. Climax swap we can have access to.
Okay, so I'll draw for turn.
Yep.
We'll clock the drop search. Can't really use that with no stock. Draw 2 cards. Okay, and we're going to be playing down 1 copy of the Shaltir combo. She has a pseudo fever type combo, which means that at the end of her attack, if the slot across either contains a reversed character or no character, I get to resolve the combo. And we will also play 2 copies of the Aura Fukujiro. They, on play, gain 1500 power, which means that with the power from my Climax that I'm about to play, they will be 4k and will be able to beat over Millen. Let's see, what else are we looking to get here? I'm going to play down an Ainz, just in case I go overhand, in case I trigger a Climax. And from there, I will go into my attack Climax phase, and I will play the Door Climax.
Okay, I'll just stay here. Everything's bigger anyway, so.
Okay, we're going to attack with the Shaltir later because I want as much information as possible as to the game state before I decide whether or not I want, or what I want to salvage.
Yeah.
So we'll go with the Aura first, front for 2. Unfortunate that that is there. We do want those in our waiting room as well.
2 is good.
All right, we'll go with a direct attack next with this Aura for 3.
1, 2, 3. My Rikis!
You don't need those. All right, and then we'll front here for 2, 2.
Okay, 1, 2, cancel.
Okay, and then we'll activate the Shaltir effect. I get to salvage 1. I'm going to salvage my 1/0 Shaltir. And then we have the option to send her to memory. I will go ahead and send her to memory, and then she comes back at the start of my next turn.
Yeah. Oftentimes, pretty good to go to memory. Obviously, because you get a guaranteed +1, because she can't be reversed, but also because oftentimes you do want to get directs at level 1, so maybe you can go to level 2 faster. Alright, so we need to clock to level. Our clock targets kind of...
Those are some bad level targets.
Really not ideal. But given that... we don't have a good blue in our hand to clock either. We'll just have to, you know, live with it. Alright, so let's go with clocking Xion. And I'll choose to level the Shizu. Okay, draw 2. Okay.
Mike is either about to say Bing Chilling or in trouble.
Alright. First order of business.
Oh, what the heck is that?
We're gonna play top check 2 and rearrange.
Okay.
Okay, these are definitely cards.
Okay.
Sure, yeah.
Sure,
Okay.
sure.
Alright.
Yes.
And no bond effect. And we'll go into attack.
Sure, no effect.
Okay, front for 1.
1. Okay.
Encore.
This will go to waiting room.
Yes.
I'm going to... What is going on here? I'm gonna discard the Climax swap.
Yeah.
Because I can get it back. And we will do the Fukujiro.
Ooh.
Okay, so the
Ooh.
event is nice, but this is much more important.
Yes.
So the 1/1 Ainz turns all of the events into 0 cost, and also is a very important piece for our level 2 game when we eventually start doing our Ainz early play things. So we want to grab this for sure. Alright, so stand and bring this back, and then draw.
Yeah.
And I'm going to clock the 2/1 Yuri, draw 2. Okay. Let's... Really do want to, huh? Slightly awkward. Do I have a 1/0? I don't have another 1/0 in my waiting room. What am I... Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to play a Shaltir, and I'm going to use her effect, clocking a Vampire Bride, to draw a card. This can be activated up to 3 times per turn. Draw 1. Oh. That's not bad at all. Okay, next... I don't want to play this. So if I play this, get an attacker... yeah, that's fine. I'm down to play this for 1 stock.
Oh, okay.
Because I want to put another attacker in my front row, and I don't want to move this 0/0
because
up.
you want that 0/0 to be on the board at level 2.
Yeah.
And you want to save the 1/0 Shaltir.
Yeah. So I needed an Ainz to play this. I have an Ainz, so I'll pay 1. And I will salvage 1. I'm going to be... Okay. I'm just going to get Aura. So that I can use her on-death Fukujiro effect to control my deck size.
Yeah.
Going into the next turn. And then I will play another 1/1.
Okay.
Alright, so we'll start with a... Well, we're going to do the
You
same
want to
thing,
do that last, right?
same thing we did last turn. So
Same
we want to
logic.
attack with the last. So we'll direct here for 3.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yes.
And then we will direct here for 3.
1, 2, cancel.
And then we will front here for 3.
3. Please take it, please.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I was pretty down for you to cancel that. At the end of the attack, I'm going to grab back the another copy of the 0/0 Ainz.
Yep.
And then I'm not going to go to memory.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Because at this point, you can just go to level 2 whenever you want anyways, the following turn. Alright.
And now, at this point, I just want to minimize all the as much incoming damage as possible, so I'm going to leave the Shaltir to be a body.
Right. Okay. Well. So, obviously, we are quite behind on resources and just kind of how the game is flowing. So we have a decision here as to what we're clocking. I don't think that this Shuna early play healer is going to do me much good. So despite my whole hand being basically just a bunch of unplayables, I think this card is probably the most unplayable. So we're going to clock it. And we're also just going to level it. For red. Draw 2. Hopefully these 2 draws get us out of this predicament. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. How do we get 4 characters? How do we get 5 characters on board?
Oh no.
1, 2, 3. Alright, this Milim, level 0, is just going to have to pull some heavy-duty weightlifting here. On play, I can put a card from my hand to stock. We're not going to do that though. We need the cards in our hand. Plenty of stock. And then start up, pay 1. Actually, okay, you know what? I might need the extra stock because if I want to play a bunch of level 2s, I need stock, so...
Right.
Alright, I will send a card from hand to stock and then activate her other effects. Start up, pay 1, sack herself.
Okay.
Top check up to 4, add a Demon Continent character. Oh!
That's good.
That can turn into more playables.
That can turn into 2 more playables.
How many am I out? 4. Alright, we'll stop here. We'll grab the Rimuru. And this Mjurran is my miracle worker. We're gonna hope that we can have some miracles here. On play, top check.
Playable?
Oh, playable! Discard a not playable.
Yeah.
And then I will not use the second effect. Yeah.
Okay. Alright, can I check waiting room?
Yeah.
Alright, what do we have over here? So there are 3 Mjurrans in here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, wow.
Oh my.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, no, this is definitely one of the
Games of all time.
first deck rotations of all time. But hey, you know, we have attackers now. And
Cards in hand?
6. Alright.
1, 2, 3, 4. Play Climax. If you have like Mjurran combo, you have like 1 card in hand.
Don't even sweat. Okay, we're gonna play a drop search.
Yes.
Pay 1.
Yes.
Discard 1. Search.
Yes. Here's a question I have, is that you didn't use the Rimuru effect. Does that mean you only have 1 Climax in hand, so then you have 3 Climax left in deck? Because I feel like if you had an extra Climax in hand, you would just use Rimuru effect.
We're gonna need this 1-0 for advantage. We don't even have a target in deck anymore, but we need the Clock Encore.
Hit thyself.
Hit myself. That's just how far behind we are, but you know, hopefully we can take some nice cancels when he starts swinging with 2 Soul Beaters. And then do I want to level swap? I do want to level swap.
You can get a Milim Chaser in there.
Yep. Okay. Alright.
Play the happy couple. Okay. Oh, okay.
What a game. Okay, so like I could Mjurran once. I don't really think it would do anything though. But maybe I need to anyways, just to push damage. I could also 3-stock Mjurran. And hopefully I can trigger a pan, so I can grab another pants. Next turn I 3-stock Mjurran, play another Mjurran. Or play another combo. Alright, let's do it.
Okay.
Bam!
Yes.
This doesn't do anything, because I don't have the Brainstorm.
It's global 1k.
I'll global 1k, but I don't have the Brainstorm, so I am not hexproof. But I do need a full board for the Mjurran.
Yes.
So that's what we're gonna do.
Yes.
Alright, that'll be... Well, these are both big enough.
Yes.
Clock Encore. Okay.
Yes.
1k1, let's go.
Yes.
Alright. Climax Combo on activation if I have a full board. Well, I'm definitely not going to be able to defend against the Ainz because the 1-1 will just give Ainz 4-5. So my Mjurran will only be 11-5, and that is way out of counter range. Do I grab a Rimuru counter and hope I trigger a pants and I can anti-change for all my hand? Well, given that there is really nothing else here that does anything.
Yep.
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 Alright, you are witnessing a struggle bus, ladies and gentlemen, but sometimes Weiss games just go like that, and it's good to practice when you are, you know, not in your comfort zone. See how you can dig yourself out of things. Alright, and then we're going to choose a Demon Continent and Waiting Room, and stock it.
Yes.
Alright, let's go ahead and attack. We'll front for... Oh,
Wow, you triggered pants.
I have cards in hand.
1,
3,
2, cancel.
Yep. Alrighty, front. 2.
1, 2, take.
And front. 2.
1, 2, take. Level. We will now level red. We already have a copy of our shell tier here, so we can go ahead and get rid of the other one. Everything's dead. Let's see.
How's that deck size looking?
I'm pretty down to... not use Fukujiro.
Okay.
So I'm going to draw for turn. What the heck is my hand? Let's see. Let's go with a clock draw 2. Clocking this because the plan is to heal it off. Okay. So we're going to use the first effect of our Ainz. Pay 1. This requires us being level 2 or higher.
Yeah.
So we'll pay 1, ditch 1, send it to waiting room to summon an Ainz. We will do a 1/1. We will do another one. We will pay 1, ditch 1.
Oh, you had 4 Ainz in hand? Okay.
Okay, Peko.
Okay.
And then we're going to play our shell tier as our last lane.
Yep.
Okay, so... typically, normally you would want a level assist to be behind 2 really high power characters. But in this case, because of the way Ainz works, where he can make it so that one of your characters cannot be reversed during your opponent's next turn anyway, if I apply it here, it doesn't actually matter if the level support is here or not. So I'm going to put it here instead.
Yep.
And then we're going to go into Climax phase, and I will use my Climax combos on all of these. So when I play the Goldbar, all of these Climax combos activate. I'm going to first use an Ainz. So the Climax combo says you always heal 1, and then you choose 1 of 3 abilities. You can either choose to marker up to 5 goats from your waiting room. You can choose to send all the goats to memory from underneath the markers in order to choose that many characters on your opponent's stage and send them to waiting room. Or you can do a burn 1 and gain 2k. On this one, I'm going to marker 1 goat.
Okay.
And so the idea here is that by splitting up the markers amongst different copies of Ainz, I can potentially snipe the Mjurran, or snipe the Shuna, and then use the second copy of Ainz, which I'm going to do now. I'm going to heal 1 and then get 2 goats. Those are the only goats that are in my waiting room. So I can use this one to snipe the Shuna, and then I can use these ones to snipe other things.
Yep.
And then additionally, I'll use the Ainz Climax Combo 1/1, which says when I play the Climax, I choose one of my 3/2 Ainz, and I give it the effect where I give it 4,500 for the turn, and I give it the effect where during your next turn, it cannot be targeted, and then that Ainz and the character across from that Ainz cannot be reversed. Actually, hold on. It should be like this, actually, because I need to put the more markers under the one that's being protected. So we're going to do that here.
Yep.
So this one is huge, but I'm going to be side attacking your board anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. He knows that I have the anti-change, so he's going to side it, so he can't... I don't have the option of just killing one of the Ainz. They aren't hexproof until my turn, so they are susceptible to anti-change.
Yeah. So you get to keep your board, but the idea is that when I resolve a combo again and I send the markers, I will be able to just kill your board anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll go ahead and side attack here for 1, 2.
Okay. 1, 2. 2's good.
And we'll do a side attack here for 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Hello.
I'm dying.
And then side attack here for 2, 2.
2. Cancel.
Okay.
All right. What's in your rating, climax-wise?
7, missing a gold bar.
Oh boy. Draw for turn.
Yes.
I'm refreshing 5, missing, I believe it's...
Well, the one you triggered, the one you salvaged, and then another one. So two,
yeah, it's
2 Mjurran,
it's 2 Mjurran,
1 Shizu.
1 Shizu.
Okay.
All right. At this point, we're going to play a climax and swing phase, and hope I die. I hope he dies before I die. That's basically it. At this point, I have no counterplay against those Ainz. I don't really have utility on my side of the board in order to help me, find another Shuna. So at this point, it's kind of just a wash. What are the ways that I can... What are other options I can go for? Let's see. Very real chance that I just die next turn, but... that might just happen anyways when he Climax combos. Climax combos... Search... I think I'll have to just play for the high roll here. Like, if I just do nothing and Climax combo, like, I won't even get a stock for the Mjurran. I do need more cards in hand just because these cards are not great. Alright, let's clock the Rimuru, and then we'll level yellow. We do need all the colors in our level zone. Draw 2. Okay. Not super useful. But I think this might give us some play here. Alright. So we'll play over our Rimuru with a Milim, and then just activate her startup. And we'll see if these 4 can find one of the things I'm looking for. That's definitely not what I'm looking for. Alright, we did get Mjurran, so let's grab Mjurran. And then we'll play her. So now that I have both Mjurran and Shuna, my entire board is hexproof outside of the Shuna.
Yep.
And then on Brainstorm, hopefully, this can find me something nice. Brainstorm 5, right?
No, Brainstorm 4.
Brainstorm 4. And then search. And we have our second Shuna. So at the very least, my board is safe. But he might just kill me anyways with the all the goats. But I think this is our best chance of living, or our best chance of winning here. We'll play Shuna. Now that the Shunas are giving each other hexproof, my entire board is hexproof, and I can still front pretty safely because for these characters, even if the Ainz is bigger, neither characters will get reversed. Positioning.
Well, only this one.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. This one doesn't have the effect. Okay, we'll do that. Yeah, I think that's good. Alright, 1k1. Activate Mjurran. Search. For Benimaru. Actually, hold on.
Oh, you could just kill this one. But...
Yeah, I was like, okay, hold on. I could just reverse that Ainz.
Yeah.
I'm just overthinking it. Especially since I have global 3k on the board right now. Swinging for 14-5.
Yeah, my plan from this point is just to 3-stock this and then just...
Burn 2. Or Climax Combo.
Yep.
Yeah. Alright, and then we'll stock. It's delicious. Okay, let's go.
Yes.
Front.
Yes.
For 3.
Refreshing with 7. Refresh points. Ooh. I'm down to level up. 2, 3.
Okay. And front.
I'm down to take a 2 here.
For 3.
Cancel.
Okay. Nothing happens here because no one can get reversed.
Yep.
And we'll front for 3.
1, 2. Dang it.
All right.
How am I supposed to get more cards? Oh my god. All right, I will 3-stock this one.
Yeah.
All right. Marker falls off. Draw for turn.
Do your worst. Yes.
Weird champ. Well, you don't have the counter anymore.
I do not.
So I can just attack you.
Yes, you can.
No clock.
Yeah.
We're just gonna side with this. Okay.
We'll have the option of siding with it.
I'm gonna side with it.
Or what if it's just like... Or what if you
Okay,
want to front with damage,
if it's
right?
lethal, if it's
Yeah,
lethal...
so you can attack with that last, right?
Yeah. All right. Anyways, we'll play Goldbar. I'll use combo.
Yep.
I'll heal 1. I'm just gonna burn 1. Because like I don't need to send these yet because at this point I can't use them to kill board, but I can use them for burns. But I don't have the hand for burns, so I'm not gonna use them for burns.
Okay.
Next one, I'll heal 1. I'll burn 1.
Yep.
All right, and then I'm gonna
counters.
I'm gonna use the effect on the middle one
Yes.
to protect my markers.
Okay.
All right. We will attack with this one first to allow Shaltier to give 1500 to the middle, so that I can more easily murder your Mjurran. All right, front.
Yeah.
For 3. Ooh.
Hello
Hello there for 3.
All right. 1. Cancel.
All right.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Shaltier 1500 here.
Yes.
So I am now 9-5, 10-5, 15, 16-5. Front. For 3.
1, 2, 3. 3's good. Okay.
All right.
Do one inside?
All right, we'll front. Front. 2.
Come on. No! I think I have 1 left in there. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Thanks. I refreshed with 5 because the last card was a climax.
Oh, okay.
All
I
right.
had another one. This was my hand. Oh my god.
All throughout the entire game, I was like, okay, as long as I hold on to some Brandy Marrows, maybe I'll have hope. But no, we couldn't quite hang in there, unfortunately. Well, I think despite the quality of the game on my end in terms of just, obviously the suboptimal level 1 game, we did get to showcase some of the kind of interaction, right? Having 2 Shuna and the Mjurran Brainstorm allowed me to save my board. Also having the counter made him so that he had to triple side my board, so that I, even though I had basically no resources left, I still, was able to have 3 characters live to attack again. But at the same time, you see how powerful multiple Ainz can be. Even just the act of every time we played the Goldbar, healing per copy of the Ainz, right? It kind of just like maybe I had some chance if he was still at like 2-4, 2-5, and I miraculously lived. But then if he healed down, then it was basically just lights out for me.
And like the thing is that like if I were to go to level 3, then I would be pretty down to send these to memory, utilize my level 1 Shaltier in order to get even more draws, which you can then convert into more.
Yeah, pay 1, discard 1 per every event to burn 1. To get all that attack going on. But yeah, I think.
Yeah, honestly though, I think even if you hadn't searched the counter, I think I would still have to play to respect it since you have 3 cards in hand. So in an ordinary game where like obviously we weren't like monologuing or something like that,
right.
I think then there is consideration to not grab the counter and then just hope you don't trigger it.
Yeah.
But if you do trigger it, then I just kill your whole board.
Yeah. Because especially since you're still playing kind of like the damage race, and you're still doing quite a bit of damage against my board, especially since it was a 0, 1, and 2. So even if you side, it's not as if you were giving up a bunch of damage. Like that turn, you still dealt like 5 damage to me.
Yeah.
Right. But like the potential downside of getting anti-change is enormous.
It's literally like you lose the entire game plan if you get anti-change. Yeah. So you have to respect it.
Yeah. Thankfully though, not Ainz is base 2 soul, and with a 1k1, you are swinging for a 1+ trigger. And against most boards, especially since Ainz, that Overlord deck is extremely good at getting to level 2 first. Generally speaking, your board or your opponent's board is probably going to be level 2s at most, right? So you can still side for profitable damage and then make them respect your Ainz board next turn. All right, so I think it was a good demonstration of some of the interactions. Obviously, the game itself was a bit unfortunate, but that's what happens sometimes in Weiss games. You can't always have perfect games on both ends, and you just kind of have to adapt to the situation. So that does it for the first game. Anything final you wanted to mention here or there?
I think probably the only thing that I wanted to mention was that I think I had 4 climaxes in my hand at about 3 different times in that game. Like, actually, like I played Shaltier Climax, and then I like clock drew 2 more climaxes, and then I played another Shaltier Climax, and then I clocked 1, and then I still had 2 more gold bars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it worked. At least from my perspective, it basically worked out extremely well because you had a lot of control over just your resources, and turned out you had 4 Ainz in hand for some reason at one point.
I drew 2 of them in the same turn, and honestly, though, a big part of it was the fact that your level 1 was just like play bond or attack pass. Like if it weren't for that, then I probably would have been pretty deep in the hole.
In hindsight, I guess I did mention it when I started turn 1 with 2 millims. Maybe that was a mistake.
This deck does have a lot of cards that can kill Millim. Between like the Vampire Brides, despite me saying that like
they are level 0.
They are level 0 bombs. And in addition to that, what ended up happening there was I had the Fukujiro plus the Climax, and some setups are just able to get the best of Millim Chasers.
I think in general, probably what I really should just consider a bit more is just going at a slower pace. Even though like I know that Overlord deck, like turn 2, you're gonna try lane for sure.
Well, I mean, it's also that this deck loves if the opponent wants to go slow.
See, so it's like that's the problem, right? Because at one point I want to try to push him as soon as possible, because that is one of the kind of like the ways to beat Ainz. It's just you got to hit them before they're ready. You give them more time, they have more resources to pair.
Yeah,
but at the same time, right? Like my hand was 2 millims, and then the rest of my hand was level 2s and higher, and 1 more on Climax, and I was like, I could really regret attacking twice here, and turns out I did.
Yeah, it's just like the thing is that when you're playing against Overlord, one really big thing that you have to remember is that every point of damage you're not dealing can be a card in their hand.
Yes.
Which is so stupid.
Yeah, like I don't think any other set in the game has just a straight on-demand multiple use clock 1. It's clock 1, clean draw 1.
This deck is literally like, oh, I canceled a 3, bet I'm gonna get +3 right now. Like,
okay. And especially if you're at like 1-4, 1-5, and then you just clock and then vampire by vampire, and then double Ainz to heal off. So you just got like a bunch of cards for free.
Yeah.
It just like you said, when it goes well, it just feels so unfair with all the cards you just get for free. So a lot of intricacies. You have to play everything very well. You have to prep in advance. But if you master this deck, I think you will have great success. So that does it for game 1. We got a nice demonstration here. And coming up, we will have another gameplay video of this Ainz deck against probably one of the worst matchups that the Ainz deck can ever face. So stick tuned.
Featuring a certain Mike.
Why is this pay to win, guys? All right, we'll see you guys next time.
All right, bye.